far as the bike, it's a lot easier for the bike to loop itself back and go way too far. The sound of this bike sounds a bit messed up for me, I'm not sure. So, like I said, it's kind of you're bouncing the bike up and down almost with the throttle, because it's going to come up towards the balance point, and you're going to let it fall a bit and catch it with the throttle. And if it falls the opposite direction and you come too high, you catch it with the brakes. It's pretty simple. It's very close to real life, honestly. It's the only thing that's different is the controls pretty much, and the fact that you can't feel the actual motion of the bike. When I do wheelie in real life, and this game has pretty much nailed it. But yeah, I'm not the best. You can see that I still do fall as well. I haven't like picked the bike yet. Anything like that. I'm pretty new to the game, but I've been loving it so far. And I figure if I can make a better tutorial and help some people wheelie, then I will. If you see me holding this stick back, the reason for that is if you watch and I just turn side to side regular, it's kind of smooth, but if I hold it back, I can roll it along the bottom of this circle and make much smoother inputs on the steering. So if you want to turn it barely at first, and that makes things a lot easier. That's one of my tips. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this. Practicing. As you can see, I'm just doing the bike lower. If I give it the throttle, the brake when it goes like that. You get fancy with it. The key, you can pull back. It's a little weird to see it, but it's your back fender. See how it goes into the ground? Actually, where your bike falls is that fender hitting the ground. You can't go past that. That's what you see. You gotta catch it before that fender hits the ground. That's your fallback there. Just to use as a reference. You need to get to your brakes. Where you see that back fender, right when you see the Yamaha logo on the back, that can be your brakes.
So no more sweating all night or blasting the air conditioning, because the Tempur Breeze feels up to 10 degrees cooler all night long. For a limited time, save up to $700 on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets.
I've played a lot of MX bikes, about 2,500 hours to be exact. And in this absurd amount of time, I have learned a thing or two that help you get quite a bit faster in this game. Some of these tips are basic no-brainers, but there are some real gems scattered throughout the video, so make sure you stick around to catch them all. Here are 25 things to help you get better at MX bikes. Okay, I know this seems like you're like, dog, this is a no-brainer, or dog, this is ridiculous. What do you mean no-brainer? Why do I slow down? MX bikes is all about momentum, and when you use your brakes, you lose momentum. You know what I mean? Wow, crazy. Also, braking bumps. The bikes just don't really work in braking bumps if you're braking. So, Doc, what do I do? You gotta engine brake. You know, like when you're braking through braking bumps, the bike just, it doesn't react the way that you would think it reacts, and it kind of like amplifies each bump. Now, I believe that has been improved a lot with Mate 18 bikes, but it's still a bit odd. Just make sure you use engine braking as much as possible over your actual brakes, and you'll improve your lap times a lot. Trust me. Probably the number one question I get asked is, Doc, how do I get better at the game? As if there's like one specific thing that you're missing. Just like, oh, click A 6 times and you'll drop your... No. The reality is, just play the game, but if you're playing on bad settings, it's gonna hold you back a lot. Trust me, I played 1,000 hours of this game on 8% direct lean. Yeah, I'm a psychopath. And I feel like it created a ton of bad habits. And it's held me back a ton. And I think the last 1,500 hours of me playing this game have been like breaking those bad habits. For really good settings, I would suggest this video or King Rider's settings video. I'll link both of those in the description. Speaking of bad habits, because I played on such a low direct lean, I formed this awful habit of tapping my right stick when I turn instead of being smooth. Here's a clip of King Rider going through a corner. Going through the same corner. Yeah, do you guys see that? Don't be like Doug. Be like Ryder. Be smooth. It'll benefit you greatly in more ways than one. First, you can be way more accurate with your steering, but also the bike just, deals with bumps and turns and everything is so much better. It's way more predictable when you're smooth, which will obviously help you go faster. So don't be like Doug. Don't do it. This is an interesting one, but this is a really big one. When you sit in MX bikes, your bike actually teleports up to your butt, which obviously in real life, when you sit, you go down to the bike, but it's the other way around. This can be really useful, like especially in supercross. Your back tire on the section going into a rhythm section or the middle of a rhythm section. If you lean forward and sit, that tire can actually come up a little bit and help you get over that so you don't clip your back tire. You keep a little bit more momentum. On the flip side of that, if you're trying to keep a drive going forward and you need to keep your back tire on the ground, you can actually stand and it'll shove that back tire down. It's really helpful in like rollers, trying to keep the weight on the rear end. Honestly, the possibilities are like endless with this specific technique. It's really, really helpful, so there you go. Man, this is a really tough one for me to put into practice as well, but man, is it helpful. If there's a track you don't like to play, man, just play it a lot. Play it until you're good at it. Play it until you cannot, you're so good at it that you're like closing in on world records. It can be the most miserable thing in the world, but chances are if you don't like the track, it's because you kind of maybe you suck a little bit at it. That's all I'm saying. Most people don't dislike tracks you bark on. If you don't bark, get to barking. This will teach you little techniques and skills that you wouldn't have learned on Walnut. So play tracks you're not good at, it'll help you in the long run. This is a very simple one, but it helps a ton, especially on the big boy flag 450s. Go into your settings and put yourself in the slightest throttle dead zone. It seems to work different from a regular dead zone, and actually just makes the throttle input more linear and smooth. At least that's what it feels like to me. I set mine to like 44, and I noticed a huge difference. Okay, well, we're on the topic of good settings. Go into your braking settings and turn your gain down to 79%. This will allow you to grab as much brake as possible without locking your brakes up. It's like the perfect amount that you can still stop fairly quickly, but it won't lock your brakes out, so it'll help you tuck the front end a lot less. Now, since we already talked about not using brakes, this shouldn't really be a big deal. The loss of brake power shouldn't really be a big deal, especially in like race scenarios. Stoppies here and there. Maybe you got turned up. But for the general person just racing, this should be fine. Well, we already talked about being smooth with steering. Now we're going to talk about being smooth on the throttle. This can be a huge advantage. Most people come to this game starting out on MXGP or Supercross, where you could just give her the berries everywhere. MX bikes is not that way at all. And the sooner you learn this, the lower your lap times will be. Trust me, just get onto it a little softer, okay? We don't need to be out here all, just the barsher in it everywhere, okay? It's fine. Hello, hi, my name is Reaper Doc, and I'm the YouTube setup guy for MX bikes. And I'm also, okay, as the setup guy, I'm here to tell you that a setup isn't gonna make or break your lap times. I'm just saying, hear me out, don't attack me. If you suck, you're still gonna suck with a good setup. If you're good, you're still gonna be good on a bad setup. Now, can they make you feel more comfortable and eventually, equate to some more consistency or better lap times? Sure. But if you're bad, you're bad. If you're good, you're good. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so you guys just read that title, and yeah, I would like to say the amount of people getting into arguments and just kind of like going at each other because you cross jumped me, or you took me out, or whatever. It's just silly. The reality is the majority of players playing this game do not have the skill to be as precise that you think that they should be. Even in, aerial, the pinnacle of the game lobbies, right? A high tier aerial lobbies, the top 20 guys. Man, people are cross jumping like crazy. It's a combination of the game is just hard to play, the netcode is absolutely buns, so where they are on my screen isn't necessarily where they are on their screen, and people make mistakes, so I think we should just be a little bit more gracious, everyone. That's all. Stand up, my friends. I'm telling you, the more you stand, the better you will be. Stand later into corners, stand sooner out of the corners, just stand up. I see so many people in both Supercross and Motocross sitting like way too much. The legs of your rider are an extension of your suspension, so make sure you're using those legs to absorb as many bumps as possible. Pushing through jumps can lower your lap times an insane amount. And what I mean by pushing is leaning forward through the face of the jump. This is a form of scrubbing, but it's a lot safer to do, especially in Supercross, because you don't want to be cranked sideways in Supercross trying to go through rhythms. It launches you forward instead of up, so you're able to carry a lot more momentum through rhythm sections. It is wildly useful in outdoors as well, so try to use this as much as possible. This is something that King Ryder actually taught me, and this is again one of those things that's really simple, but no one really does. But when you're trying to qualify for something or just figuring out how to go faster on a specific track, I tend to like tunnel vision on ruts or pre-made roughness on a track and just assume I have to use those predetermined lines. But take a second while you're going around the track and look for corners apex. Look for low lines on jumps, or even just smoother lines throughout the track. I think you would be amazed how much time you can save if you just look for ways to save time. Did you know you can pick your gate before a race? All you have to do is go right here and click pick gate. This can be really useful so you don't get a RNG gate pick every single race. Also, it prioritizes the qualifying times.
smoke me an L or something. This shit, dude. Trying to find motherfucking settings for this shit, bro. I'm getting better and better with this bitch, though. Watch this. I'll tell you about like later on. I'm gonna have this shit right up under my belt. Watch this. I'm gonna show you that this shit. I got this shit. Watch this. CR 150. RB. Yeah, the CR 50. CR 150. I'm tripping. Man, I need to get some new bikes on this hoe too.